Get that right one day. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, got a full house. We got Lilith,
Yo.
Justin.
Holy rusted metal Batman.
Oh, God. Should have been Kristen's line. Kristen.
Hello.
And we got Tyler.
Hey, I was able to break away from my other duties currently right
He
now.
said duty.
You said
Hmm.
duties.
No, you said.
And I'm
Duty.
hanging out with a bunch of immature people. As always.
I was gonna
Gotta
say,
love 'em.
Duh.
Yeah.
Gotta love them.
He's tore himself away from his months-long Superman celebration,
Yeah.
Marathon.
which will be
Well,
coming
well,
up
say
not
all
this
my-
coming weekend, but the next week, the week after.
I say all this directing stuff too. So yep.
All right. So, yes, we are here to talk, review Batman Forever for its 30th anniversary. Everyone feel old yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
I have the glasses from McDonald's. I forgot to get them out. They're in the
Me
cupboard.
too.
There was a thing that was like what do you call it? It was like songs turning 30 this year. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll check these out, right? So I threw it up and I was listening to it and I was like,
These are my jams.
wait, I was like, all these are dope. I was like, holy crap.
Hard to see,
And I
but
was-
it's the Riddler glass.
I have a
Yeah.
whole set. I have the whole set.
You got
They
that
are-
right on your desk, Phil.
No, I had it over there. It was
All
not
right,
here.
all
Okay.
right.
You see where my Krypton report flag is?
Which one?
Right here in the back, the KR. Right above that is a shelf that has all my Batman stuff. I have a whole collection of the 4 glasses.
Nice.
I have
But
two
Why don't you
Robin.
do stuff like this anymore?
So,
I have two Robin, which is of course most important. But I think the Two-Face ones we had broke because I just have them Batman and Riddler.
Well,
but
I had a
doesn't matter, 'cause I have
Two-Face.
two Robin.
I had a Two-Face and I was drinking out of it one day and my friend decided to play a prank on me
You mean that Two-Face?
and knocked it out of my
Oh.
hand and it shattered. And so I just had Batman and Robin for a while and my uncle found the whole set in he was oh crap, he's at a store in Florida and he found the whole set
Yeah,
and
that
he
sounds
bought it
about
for
right.
me and sent it to me. So
Some old-
Did you charge your douchebag friend for it?
I was pissed. He was upset about it too. But you know, things happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta roll with it, you know.
Yeah.
I thought someone was sending me some for Christmas, but that didn't happen.
I didn't trust the postal service.
That's true. Yeah. All right. So yes, Batman Forever's 30th anniversary. Good Lord. And again, I get why Lil thinks it's bad, but maybe like Tyler, Kristen, maybe don't think it's that bad because you were like children at this point. I remember when this came out, I saw it in the theater. I was 17 and I was just like, I don't know. First he made the drive-through joke. I'm like, okay, they're throwing in some one-liners. All right. Then Gotham looks a little too lit up. I was like, neon. All right. And then, within 2 seconds of meeting Batman, Chase is ready to jump his bones. I was like, okay.
I mean, animal magnetism and all.
But the moment I knew we were in trouble was when the security guard goes, "Oh no, it's boiling acid!" I was like, "Oh."
I forgot about that line. I burst out laughing earlier watching that.
I was like,
There-
"Mother."
There
I mean, it was funny, but as someone who was only 10 at the time, I did need to know that it was boiling acid because it kind of looked like water. Because
said,
I'm sure it actually was water.
if you're 10,
know-
I'm sure it's it was all right.
I was 10 at the same time too. And I think, okay, so my history, I had a really bad experience, and I've talked about before with Batman Returns, like seeing it in theaters and everything. So I had a really bad experience with that. Huh?
Another traumatized child.
No, it was mainly because my mom just complained the whole time in the theater and just
Oh.
talked crap about it, and then afterwards, like, just kept talking about how horrible it was, and I wasn't allowed to watch it like again. Like,
Oh no.
so like it was just a really bad experience. But when this one came around, like I was really excited. And, the first one, when we saw Batman Returns, my dad was overseas, so he didn't go with us. But when this one came out, he was like, "All right, we're going." So we went, and it was a good like family experience, like at the theater, because like I was hesitant, and like I was 10, so I have a younger brother, and finally there was a new live action Robin, so we could play Batman and Robin without it being like, oh, I have to be Robin from 66. And so that was kind of nice too. And Jim Carrey was like the biggest thing on the planet at that time. So there you have that too. Everyone's like, Jim Carrey's in
I
this
still
movie.
want my Eddie Murphy. I'm sorry, not sorry.
So I mean, it's just over time, like last year, okay, I've always really liked this Batman movie just because I did have just a big type of my childhood type thing. I know it's not perfect and it goes ups and downs. But last year I took the kids and for Batman Day, they had it back in theaters. So I took the kids to see it. So we are slowly chopping away at seeing all Batman movies in theaters.
Nice.
So it was I have a soft spot for it, though I do know that it is not. It has its moments that are good, and then it has its moments that are really bad.
Yeah.
I almost feel like, I mean, I don't know if this is the case or not, but I feel like they just told Tommy Lee Jones, yeah, be a version of Jack Nicholson, pretend you're on as much coke as Jack Nicholson was for the first Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That. Yeah. He didn't understand like the Two-Face character. And there's some things in it that he does where I'm like the biggest scene that gets me and makes me mad is when he's at Bruce's house and he's flipping the coin to shoot at Bruce, and he just keeps flipping the coin till he gets the side to shoot him. Well, that completely undercuts Two-Face, because that means that what he wants to do is shoot, but he has to wait till the coin approves of him to shoot.
Yeah.
So that's not Two-Face.
The thing that got me was like when he got really goofy with the Riddler, and I'm just like, no.
Well, that's because Tommy Lee actually really, he really hated Jim Carrey because
that's what I heard. Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber eviscerated poor old cop, the cop movie.
I put some when I was watching this earlier today. I took some notes, and one of the things that is in my notes is that they can't stand each other. Like there's one scene when they're together, like there's a chair or something, they're like leaning on each other, and it's so cringy because you can just tell that these two men are very uncomfortable in each other's presence, and both being accomplished actors, they still can't pull it off that isn't taking place. I'm
just gonna say Tommy started it, Jim Carrey finished it.
Oh yeah, because he said something about Jim Carrey's comedy being inane or something like that. I don't know.
Literally physical comedy genius, not seen since Jerry Lewis, but okay, hater.
Yeah. And I guess Tommy Lee Jones originally didn't want to do this, but his son pressured him into doing it. And I thought, what? And I guess originally wasn't going to be Billy D. Williams, and then Joel Schumacher said no to that. Is that right?
It's convoluted.
Oh man, live action Batman movies back in the day after Tim Burton left. It's a whole. We can do a whole episode about that.
Well, again, I mean, they really wanted to go the other way because again, they tried to sell Happy Meal toys off Batman Returns, and look how many children that movie traumatized. I mean, over there. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I also refused to watch Batman Returns again because Penguin freaked me out, and it wasn't just that he was creepy. Batman Returns is too Tim Burton. It's too.
They let him off the leash.
If they let him redo it, Johnny Depp would be Batman.
Yes, it's too. And I mean, I
Helena
don't
Bonham
mind.
Carter would be Catwoman.
Yeah.
It's just an example
New
of
Muse is Monica Bellucci, so
I don't
Monica
mi- I mean,
Bellucci
I
was
don't-
Catwoman.
I don't mind Tim Burton, but I was also too young, I think, to see Batman Return. We didn't go to the theaters because my parents were too cheap. We just waited until it was on TV.
You
or
waited like
something.
5 years?
I don't know. We probably borrowed it from Blockbuster. Remember, that was still a thing.
Oh yeah,
That still took
Blockbuster.
like 2
Yeah,
or 3
yeah.
years to come to home video though, after movies back then.
Well, whatever. I was still too.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I was young.
it's another example of the first movie being a combination of the director with a producer in the studio and it being a success. So the next one, they're like, oh, let's just let the director do whatever they want. They know what they're doing. And it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
No, and the part about, and even it disturbed me, like with Penguin's family and stuff, how they hate it. Yeah, like I said, it's too.
Oh yeah,
it's too
Pee-wee
Tim
dumped him in
Burton.
the sewer. Yeah.
Yeah. So of course I like.
love Danny
I like-
DeVito as the Penguin.
I like Batman Forever and I like Batman and Robin, and I know they're both kind of messes. Excuse me, but they are my kind of mess. And that's why I like them, because they are campy and they are mostly family friendly. Like clearly Jim Carrey is channeling Frank Gorshin, the 66 Riddler, like he's upped it to like
He did
the
his
nth
homework.
degree because
Yeah.
he's Jim Carrey. But he's very clearly channeling that. I liked Tommy Lee Jones. I thought it seemed like he was having a great time. That'd be the kind of thing that you're like, normally I have to be a serious actor. This time I just get to be ridiculous and chew
He's a
through the
literal
scenery.
stick in the mud. Ugh.
And chew through the scenery, because definitely this movie was the Jim Carrey show first and foremost.
really?
I
I'm surprised he
and-
didn't get
I
top
literally get douche chills every time I hear someone call him Harvey Two-Face. I'm just like, oh
God.
Yes.
Right, yes. So there are definitely, as I know more about Batman than I did when I was 10, and I still nitpick and stuff. But overall, I thought it was good. I'd rather watch a mess that is a Joel Schumacher, campy, kind of gay, sort of mess that than a Zack Snyder mess where everything is dark and
Super
grim,
dark and
and there's
bloody
no
and
camp, and
angsty
there's no gay.
right.
Well, yeah,
I beg to differ about that.
Well, yes, but that's okay. Yes, but
What
my,
about the
Ben
24
Affleck hauling that tire around in the back cave on the
Yeah.
chain. Yeah, baby.
branded people to get murdered in prison?
yeah, okay. But
But Dick
my
Grayson,
biggest thing still is, oh my God, Chris O'Donnell looks like a 35-year-old man.
That was
I was gonna
crazy.
say
He was
what?
24 years old.
I was gonna say what?
And
The
the-
24-year-old orphan? Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
sideburns and that earring. I was like, oh, this is 1995, all right.
It's
Right,
giving
and,
Ken earring magic. If you know, you know.
right, and that just does not. I mean, and I feel like even when I was a kid, I was like, he's too old. Like, even though, and yeah, then when I was rewatching it with my friend, I was like, God, he is so old. What? How old is he
I
really?
thought he was
He's
old, and I love 90210, where
Right,
like
and
Ian's earring was like 50.
And Tommy, I mean, and Chris O'Donnell's only 4 years younger than my mom.
Well, my whole thing was like the way they talk, like he's got nowhere else to go. What's he gonna do? I'm like, he's a grown
Get
ass
a
man.
job, loser.
Exactly.
Like
Right,
that was my whole
exactly.
thing. I'm like, they're talking about this guy like he's a child.
Yeah.
And I mean,
And,
script, I could totally see where they were saying this. But in the movie that I'm sitting here watching, I'm
Party,
like,
they didn't think he had skills, or like I don't understand.
Yeah,
With that look,
yeah,
he
they
could've worked
definitely.
a corner in Gotham, made a lot of money.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand if they didn't want to
Even
actually
have a child.
cast a child, but they didn't need to pick someone who was 24 and looked older than 24.
They just
I mean,
wanted
think
to
about
know.
like High School Musical. I mean, all those people
Oh,
were in
right.
their 20s, but they didn't look it.
yeah,
You
but
gotta
see, that's
remember,
the
people
thing.
didn't
With the,
start drinking water till like literally after this movie, so everybody looked old.
You gotta remember, like it was the '90s. That's what they did. Is they cast older
Yeah.
people to be young.
Yeah, like literally,
It was-
90210 was my key thing.
Wild.
And then they were eventually
Right,
like,
but-
you know what? People who look closer to the age that they're supposed to be. You mean actually cast?
And Dick Grayson superfan Kristen, why did they add a brother?
I know. I was like,
Oh
why
yeah,
would
what was
he
that
add a-
about? Right?
It absolutely did nothing for the plot. Why did they add a
Spare
random
the,
brother?
haven't you heard of the Air and the Spare Babes?
Oh,
My friend said it. My friend said, "Well, that must up the angst because now he didn't just lose his parents; he lost his brother too."
and I
He's
swear
the only
rest of-
survivor.
and
His
between those-
stuntman got paid in this movie.
what?
Chris O'Donnell's stuntman got paid in this movie. That he was falling downstairs, he was jumping off stuff, he was banged up all over the
Jumping off
place.
chandeliers.
And I know that Chris O'Donnell didn't do any of those stunts himself. His stuntman got paid. He got a paycheck.
Listen, I love my stunt people, but the stunts in this were as bad as the original Star Trek
Yeah.
stunt doubles. If
Yeah.
you know, you know.
The effects were terrible, man. Oh,
Ugh,
some of that
yeah.
green screen stuff. I was like, oh my God.
Well, I mean, it's my thing is it's at that level where they're like, hey, let's try using cutting edge technology. Oh yeah. Well, that cutting edge
Cutting edge,
Oh,
technology
yeah.
doesn't hold up here now. You know, and I
$100
mean,
million.
butter knife
Where
cutting edge.
go? I want to know.
I just love the box. It's gonna rot your brain, you know.
oh, there's so many things in the plot that just like, okay, how did they get this so fast?
The box,
Um,
which is just like a giant
Because
blender.
it's Gotham.
Yeah, that was 100% some comic book movie science right there. Like, it
But the little
looked like Ghostbusters.
like Lilith said, actual $100 million, and the thing looks like a blender. I'm like, what the really? You
Well,
know
my
what?
other
Most of that money probably went to salaries, you know. Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee
You,
Jones.
you know who made me laugh the most in this was Chase Meridian.
You gotta leave Nicole Kidman alone.
Chase
Jack.
I mean,
Meridian
they
made me
literally
laugh
tell you
so
in the
much.
name.
Person?
I mean, she's chasing after that bat dong the whole time.
Yeah, like within like literally 30 seconds of her seeing him.
The minute
she's
he
like-
hits the ground in the
the
first
minute
scene,
she hits
she's
the
like,
ground,
okay,
look at
baby.
watch her eyes. She's eye fucking him all over the place.
It's the bat cod piece. It just draws your eyes straight there. You're gonna
And-
fail that eye contact test every time.
And this woman's basement is flooded throughout the rest of the movie. It's
Wow! Worse
It's
than the
crazy.
Bezos. It was worse than the Bezos
Somebody
wedding.
get
this
a
weekend.
bucket and a mop.
Oh, good lord!
But I also love later on how she casually leaves the Batman files out on her desk for Bruce to find. She just has them out laid right out on her desk while he's walking around in there.
Also, when she has that Rorschach blot on her thing, and he's like, "Oh, you like bats?" She's like, "Oh, that's a Rorschach. Everybody sees what they want in it." My friend and I were both like, "That is obviously a bat. Like,
Yeah.
clearly that's a bat."
Yes, don't give me that Rorschach.
It's like
crap.
the one that's the elephant. It's clearly an elephant. What else would you see?
And I love when like people don't know that like Bruce's parents were murdered. I'm like, that's the most famous double murder in the city. And, like,
Exactly. Who doesn't
I'm
know
saying those
about
pearls
that?
are still bloodied on the
mean,
streets.
I mean, they give you the brochure when you enter the city. Be like, oh yeah, the Wayne got murdered here.
I can understand Dick not knowing that, but again, I really would like a movie if they're going to do the introduction of Robin to have him as a child. It's not like you can't find a good child actor.
Well, these
Yeah.
days, yeah, they can't.
Especially in '95, there were a ton of.
Yeah, you could. But yeah, these.
Oh,
yes,
God,
I
it would've
let
been
stricter rules and laws too back then.
Oh my god, it would have been Macaulay Culkin. Oh my god.
I'd be down for that. Dye his hair, bro. Just dye his
because then they need like a training montage because you have to show them growing and becoming a family. Because the way they try to show in this movie, like, yeah, it's okay for Dick to go out and fight crime because he's ready, is so agonizing. Like the martial arts with the laundry. Oh my god, come on.
Oh,
No.
man.
Why does Batman wear black? Because he doesn't want to get shot. Why does Robin's outfit so colorful? Because Batman doesn't want to get shot. That's the only thing he needs is that costume. That's it.
Right.
Good to
Well,
go.
and then how he takes the Batmobile out because
To McDonald's.
Yeah, and then he like beats up the Dias de los Muertos looking guys.
The Dayglow Joker gang. Yeah.
So
And
it's like,
also,
oh
like,
yeah, he's totally ready.
I
Damn,
forgot
Batman,
about the
boy.
En Vogue cameo when he was driving the Batmobile around.
Wait, sorry, who had the cameo?
En Vogue, the
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
R&B
Oh,
group.
yeah, they come up to the Batmobile and start sassing him, and I'm like, how are you gonna have a cameo by En Vogue and not have them on the soundtrack? That's crazy.
Exactly.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
because
their
then
money
when the credits first started playing, I was like, wait a second, is this you too? And it was.
It was, yeah.
Okay, and I don't know if the rest of you, if you were too young or if you do remember this, but Justin, Kiss from a Rose.
Kiss from a Rose. No,
Oh,
no, you
yeah.
could not
Summer.
escape it.
Everywhere. You
Absolutely.
could not escape it. Yes. Dentist's
But-
office.
But where was
elevator.
that in the movie itself?
Was it the credits?
Yeah.
It must have
think it
been
was
in the
in
credits, yeah.
They
Yeah,
played
in
on
the music
credits?
video.
But they
Okay,
played that
'cause I
song
cut it off
everywhere in
after
'95.
You two started playing. I was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. But Kiss from a
So
Rose.
they must have had Seal play after you two. All right, all right.
Yeah.
They should have had that somewhere in the movie, like over some sweeping
I mean,
majestic
man,
car.
soundtracks back in the day though, it didn't matter.
I think they play. I think they had a music video for the for that.
They
Like
did.
Oh yeah.
that song.
Yeah, it was all Batman up.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that? I guess the beginning of September for the Video Music Awards, MTV is actually going to play music videos for like a full week.
Really?
I don't
Oh.
believe
A
it.
whole week.
Believe it when I see
Are they
it.
bringing back TRL or?
Just
I don't
music.
know, but
videos
I mean,
and
show
that's
these
it?
kids how good MTV used to be.
Just
Yeah,
music
I
videos
saw a
and that's it.
commercial, and I was just like, "What does this have to do with music?"
I don't need to know what the second generation of Teen Mom is doing. I don't need to know what.
Third generation at this point.
I don't want to see the walkers the Jersey Shores walk around on. I want music video.
The teen moms now are the kids that were born in the first Teen Mom.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They're like, hey, my mom did this. I'm doing it too. Teen Mom.
I mean, no, there was like a
Generations.
rush.
The
back in
next
day. That was a whole
generation.
controversy.
They cannot replace that damn Jersey Shore cast.
They
But
tried to do Bama Shore, like Alabama,
Yeah.
like the Bama Shore,
Oh.
and that flopped. So they had to
Oh,
go back
God.
to, work for whatever works. IP, man.
Yeah.
I was telling my kids the other day just about like how, because we were watching music videos on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, I used to be able to watch this on MTV and actually
Yeah,
see.
YouTube killed the MTV.
Oh my God, Headbangers Ball, yes. Bring it all
I just
back.
like to get up in the morning and watch it before learn about cool bands coming up and stuff.
Yeah, where I'd watch music videos with my buddies, Beavis and Butthead.
I used to like that weird one where they had all the techno shit. I think it was Amped or something like that. Had all
Yes.
the weird. Yeah, I used to like that.
I used to like
Oh,
on VH1 when they did pop-up video and you got the little info.
Oh yeah,
pop-ups.
little factoids. Yeah. Those
You
are
know, if
great.
you time it just right, they still do it every now and then.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like throwbacks and like behind the music.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Now,
that was my jam.
now
the
these days,
drama.
it's just like, shut up and buy these downloads.
Yeah, right. I used to like
Um,
the
minute and
bands.
30-second download. Yeah.
I used to like the bands reunited ones they did too. Those were
I used to, if we're just going to keep talking about stuff here, I used to like, what do you call it? Behind the music.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
That was my jam. I didn't care who it was. I was like, I'm going to watch Behind the Music.
It's good
That old-
entertainment.
Damn reality shows.
I don't hear a lot of people praise Elliot Gudenthal's original motion picture score, but I thought it was pretty good too.
For
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
I
it
mean,
wasn't
it's only
bad.
40 minutes compared to most other original motion picture scores, but it's good. I like it.
I would
say-
that part I
Yeah.
like.
I'd say the soundtrack and the score are like the best parts of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sound design, on the other hand, a little too
And-
campy for me.
And I loved Alfred Michael Goff. He's the
Yeah.
like the gem in this.
You
film.
know,
Oh yeah, El-
boy.
Alfred and Commissioner Gordon. They're like, man, we're just cashing them paychecks until you that.
Till either this stops or we hit the grave.
I do feel like in the casting of Alfred, that is one place where the Batman live action movies have always done okay. Like
Yes, I was
they've-
talking about that earlier.
Yeah, they've sucked it up on a lot of other people, but they've usually got Alfred. I guess they're lucky that there are a lot of old, distinguished British actors,
Exactly.
and actors out there, so they have a
To be
lot
honest-
to choose from. But they've
No,
always
to
done
be
a good
honest, I
job.
wanted to see more of the Jeremy Irons Alfred. I thought he was
Oh,
great.
don't even get me started on that.
I mean, remember that
off
one
about
season
that.
of Birds of Prey we got? I mean, we got Mr. Pitt from Seinfeld.
Yeah. Don't go reminding people that birds are prey exist. Rude.
One whole season. All right.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, and then the choice to paint Jim Carrey as the creepy stalker. Bruce, we got to go into business together. You got to,
Yeah.
And the minute Bruce is like, nah, I think we need to think this over a little bit. No, that's not going to work for me. I'm like, okay.
I think I deserve it.
Yeah, but that makes sense for a supervillain origin story. I mean, he was hanging
That's
out.
the classic Batman. I didn't get funding from Wayne Enterprises. He would
Yeah.
not pay my PhD bills. I'm gonna go crazy. You know what?
Yeah,
Might
I
just be
mean-
getting real life supervillains at that point.
And wasn't that the Riddler's
Feels
original
possible.
deal? Didn't he work for?
There's too many questions. I know
Who
the
has
animated,
it worked
name's
for Wayne
companies or
Enterprises?
some versions. Was it the animated? No, it wasn't the animated. I know in the comics he was just obsessed with what puzzles and
Yeah.
riddles.
Yeah, in the
No.
animated version, he worked for somebody else. He worked for
Oh,
that
okay.
game company, Mockridge.
I swear every iteration it's something different. So
Yeah.
I still don't know what it. I still don't know what it was in the Batman.
Shout out to Odo being the head doctor of Arkham.
I know.
Yeah.
His name was in the beginning credits, and he was in the movie what, a minute exactly?
Yeah.
You better put some name on his. You
That's
better put some
right.
Respect on his name.
I would also say it was so fascinating seeing Drew Barrymore in such a tiny role.
Oh, I know. I forgot
Yes.
she was in this too.
But shout out to Spice. Debbie Mazur's amazing.
Oh yeah,
Debbie
yeah,
Mason.
yeah.
Hey, do you know what their original names were before
Do we want to
They-
know?
before they changed it?
Oh boy,
It was leather and
Achilles.
lace.
leather.
Oh
and
my.
lace.
It was leather and
That
lace.
actually
And
makes
then,
sense now that I think about it.
and then they
Yeah,
changed
like
it to sugar and spice.
A little too racy
Because-
for the PG.
Because they were trying to make it more family friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, tone down the S&M.
I mean, it's
No.
enough going on as it is.
I mean, there's certain like parts in that where they make like the he dreams of being bare naked with a girl.
I know. I'm like, the dude's 24.
I'm just like, bro, like
Not
we need to
Robin
talk.
being an incel. Oh
He's
my
like
God.
He's like Saturday morning cartoons, and he wants to be bare naked with a girl.
Well, based on the earring and the sideburns and the propensity for leather and it being the 90s and his quote, "I don't need a friend right now, I need a partner." Are we sure it's a girl?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
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 Every iteration of Batman is just a
Well,
little homoerotic. Just
I got the vibe
They
from it.
scanned his mind, and he supposedly said girl. So
I got the
I
vibe
mean,
from it. He ain't fooling me.
It is a Joel Schumacher film.
maybe he
So-
goes both.
Absolutely.
Maybe he goes
it
both
is.
ways. Who knows?
What did he even make after this? Didn't he banned from Hollywood after
Batman and Robin. That's what he made
Yeah.
after.
Maybe
It's
Batman and
maybe-
Robin.
I'm just saying, like, after the Batman movies, I can't think of a movie really.
He pulled a Tim Burton. They said, let's see what he can
Well,
really
no,
do. Give him Batman and
hold
Robin.
on. He did Batman and Robin, and then wasn't his next one? So that's 97. Wasn't it 2004? He did the Phantom of the Opera. That was his last big Hollywood
Phantom of the Opera.
Production.
Really?
because wasn't it Phantom of the Opera? And then he did the
That's
number
2004,
23.
right? No, he did the number 23 with Jim Carrey in 2007. I take it back. My bad.
And that was his. I think that was his last big Hollywood thing. Because then I remember seeing he did something that was like a direct
He
to
did
video.
Mariah Carey's Sparkle too, didn't he?
That might have been
wanna
what
say
killed
that
his
was
career.
him.
That may have been what killed his career.
I mean, never mind his other movies, but I mean, after Batman and Robin, I mean, he pretty much killed superhero movies until what, Blade came out.
Can you
Well,
believe the man
Blade
did
was
a Time to Kill? Like, are we being serious? And the client, like, and the Lost Boys, like, it's just, it's so fascinating.
Yeah, I
And
know.
the client, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think
the
a lot of
Lost
it
Boys.
goes, a lot of it goes back to if you listen to him talk about what his studio mandate was, what they asked of him to make like a living cartoon, because it was in such a what do you call it? A response to what Tim Burton did. They're like, we need to kind of go a different way. And
We
he
wanna
was,
sell
I mean,
toys and toys and toys.
yeah, and
exactly.
he's he said like over time, like he said, hey, he's apologized for things. He said, this is what the studio was asking of me. This is what I did. Um,
And sometimes that's why you got to have a better manager that can push
so
back for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go full Burton, but I think he went completely in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that pendulum swung all the way 180. Like, you know. But it's fun for kids. Like my kids have seen it, and they're just like, "Yeah, cool beans."
I mean,
I guess
that's
everybody was
what we were
high in the
talking about.
'90s.
I mean, yeah, they were, duh. That's why, like, we were talking about things, and you were mentioning, like, you don't have a love for Batman and Robin, and like to me, like with my kids, Batman and Robin was the first live action movie to show them, and it's kind of working backwards because Batman and Robin was fun, it's colorful, it's goofy, it's a nice kind of like intro, and then I mean, let's see, Solomon is 10. So 2 years ago, we did the Batman Day triple feature, which was Batman 89, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, and Batman Returns. And he was 8, and I was kind of like, will he be able to handle this? And he did. It was fine. Then, like I said, last year we did Batman Forever, all 4 of us. And the kids enjoy all of them. So I don't have any malice towards those old films anymore. Like,
And your
because
kids are
we've moved
normal kids. I'm
on.
sure they can quote word for word every Superman movie and animated series word for
I
word.
mean, they can do a lot. Yeah. I don't never undervalue my children. But I mean, at the time, like I said, like it was exciting. That summer was exciting. For 95,
Yeah, yeah, they just swung completely in the other direction. God, I had a point. And I forgot what it was.
I mean, as someone who
What?
as someone who really likes the 66 series, like I was glad they swung in that direction. I mean, it didn't entirely work, but I mean, that happens to a lot. That happens to a lot of movies.
I just, my thing is like this, like, so coming in September, little Krypton report, like here, I'm going to review the Batman Forever book. I've read it once, and it's a little bit different because it has some things that are, some of the scenes are in a different order. What'd you say?
Is it from the original screenplay?
Yeah. So I mean, the novelizations are so many little. I can't even talk anymore. Novelizations are often, well, not often. They're always based on original, the shooting script.
Basically,
yeah,
that gets changed.
And so, and so many times though, we get to the script gets changed and everything gets changed during production. The novels come out and there's such a nice little window into things because we see more of what the original intent was.
I just love how we basically just crowbarred all the Riddler's riddles in because the answer to all those riddles was his name.
Oh, it was his riddles were super easy.
Yeah. I mean, again, they were shooting for the kids,
Yeah, but it was like the whole answer was, oh, hey, if Bruce is too stupid to figure out who's behind this, oh, hey, the riddles say, hey, it's Enigma, Mr. Nate.
That was one thing that I felt like everybody should have not everybody, because everybody wasn't interacting with the Riddler, but it was super obvious that Enigma and the Riddler were the same person, despite the different haircuts and stuff, because
that's what I was going to say. Was he wearing?
Yeah, he was. I mean, Enigma was already pretty an over-the-top person. He was just like an 8, and then when he was Riddler, he was dialing it up to like a 12 on a scale of 10. So I felt like Batman should have picked up on that pretty quickly. Like, obviously, you are the same person. You're just
world's greatest detective.
But was he wearing Jim Carrey wigs? Because he had red hair, except for like there was the one scene, and then the scene at the party, he had his normal Jim Carrey hair, and it's just like, okay.
Of course, it was the wig, babes.
No. I mean, was the character himself supposed to be wearing a wig?
He has.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
I guess
because it was pretty crazy. Because like you said,
Yeah.
like he goes through this huge transformation to be Mr. Enigma, Mr. E. Enigma, Edward Enigma. Stickley's suicide was definitely a CG forgery. You really are crazy. I can quote the whole damn movie. I've seen it so many times because, you know, like I said, I was a kid. I remember, you know, that Halloween, my brother went as Robin. I went as the Riddler because we want to do a villain versus a hero. Good or bad, it was a big part of my childhood that year, you know. So
Also, the Riddler, Jim Carrey had amazing outfits. Man, that one that was like all sequin Riddler. Dang.
I thought you were gonna say the one with the jacket with the lights on it. It helps me when
Where
I'm
he's
jogging.
That was also
he was
awesome.
Raven. He was Raven. I'm telling you.
I like
Yeah,
that
the
little
Riddler,
boy.
the Riddler's clothes were amazing.
I
That
just
big
with
tongue.
Molly.
is like clearly where most of the costume budget went.
Yeah.
Literally. That's where the $100 million.
Wait. Well, this was the movie. Yes, we got one bat butt and then no nipples yet. So
Not yet.
not yet.
oh no, it's there. His bat suit has it.
It's
His
not,
Panther
it's not
suit.
as prominent though.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not
nipples?
a problem, but yeah, he did.
Yeah.
When Chase was all up in his grill at one point.
The Panther suit,
Oh.
his first suit, the Panther suit, which I don't know why it's called that, but that's what it's called. It has the nipples. It's Robin's suit has the nipples.
Oh, good.
It's his sonar suit at the end that doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just one of those things where no one really said much or cared.
Well, it's because they have the crown piece in the next movie. That's why it was just way too much in the movie after.
Yeah, I have to say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
No,
so
okay.
and then the next one is where it gets dialed up, where everyone starts to talk about it.
The Batman Black card. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that honestly, watching this movie again 30 years later, the thing that made me most uncomfortable and that I was most like, oh, that doesn't hold up, was honestly Chase Meridian and how she is like
Yeah.
sexually harassing Batman on the on the roof. I was
That
like,
woman is a-
okay, that is not good. But honestly,
Yeah.
most of the other stuff was like not that bad.
But
I
it
did
was-
crack up when he says to her, the bat signal is not a beeper. Oh, cuz we weren't so much into the cell phones.
What's a beeper?
How do we feel about the Batmobile in this one? Because there was one scene that it was
I don't like
routinely
it.
on the road.
It's
And
overly ostentatious.
The big fins that were sticking out, like they went over, they must have gone over a pothole or something because they started swaying back and forth, and I started laughing. I said, "Oh, I forgot about those big fins."
And I guess they wanted to make it glow, but there's like too many open holes on the on the body where guys can just be throwing bombs and stuff in there.
Yeah,
That was one
Yes.
thing. Like
Riddler does.
as a kid, you're like, oh, this is cool. But then like looking over time, I'm like, no, this if I actually like the Batman and Robin Batmobile better if it was a 2-seater and a closed top. I hate that it's a
Okay.
1-seater and
Yeah.
it has an open top. If they had, because I just feel like it was a little bit more practical compared to this one.
Yeah.
But I enjoy Batman Forever what it is. Like, and if someone doesn't like it, that's fine. If someone doesn't like Batman and Robin, that's fine. But if we hadn't gotten Batman and Robin, we would have never got to Batman Begins. Because they never would have needed that big of a reset. You would have kept going. We would have got Batman Unchained or Batman Triumphant, whatever it was going to be called, and so.
But
But
I
they
love
also ruined the comic books, which caused New 52. So I don't know. I'm willing to take the chance. If I get a time machine, I'm willing to take the chance. I'm willing to roll the dice. That's all I'm saying.
New 52.
I mean,
I'm willing to roll the dice.
you're talking about, you mentioned like how this is 97. 97 was a horrible year for comic book properties.
Yeah, just especially DC comic
You had Steel, Batman and Robin, Spawn, and then you had that failed Justice League TV series pilot.
Oh,
But you think about it.
Mm.
Oh, I do too. So you have all that, right? And then, we get Superman killed. like, Superman Lives, one of the biggest things that helped shut it down was that this movie did what it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, this one or Batman and Robin?
Batman and Robin. So like you have this trajectory, in 97. But I don't know. I feel like this movie was in a way like, oh, we're back. Batman's back. We're on a high again. Like it's going to be good. And then right out the gate, the next one, they screw up again.
I feel like Batman and Robin killed a lot of movies because weren't we supposed to get a Spider-Man in the 90s? I know they were.
That
really?
has a lot to do with the rights and stuff. That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
necessarily this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. But then
Spider-Man's always been a mess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Sony thing. I love this supposed to be like a kid-friendly movie, but meanwhile, Bruce, Doctor, I got to get you out of those clothes and into a black dress. Do you like the circus?
Oh, that was
Sorry.
one other thing. I feel like in these 4 earlier movies, I think that all of the guys that we cycle through, they're all fine as Batman because you've got the
Stunt double.
outfit on and you're just like punching things. But definitely Val Kilmer is not a very good Bruce Wayne.
No.
I will
only-
say that
The only thing I remember is like after he's talking to Chase on the roof and he jumps off and he jumps in the Batmobile. The scene where like he's sitting in the car, he gives his lip a quick lick. I was like, that almost looked like Keaton almost. That was the only time I was like, that looks like Keaton.
where he's
I
like,
don't know if that was
"Wait a minute."
intentional or not, but. Oh, and again, when Two-Face and his goons are chasing him in he's in the Batmobile and they're doing the car chase. Most of Two-Face's goons, like they're, like the cars like go up in flames. I'm like, oh, so we just killed all of Two-Face's heads.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Kid-friendly
That's
movie.
okay to do crime, Phil.
I guess, but I thought this was supposed to be more kid-friendly, but we just like murdered his whole gang, and he's like, I guess he's gonna go get more.
Yeah.
They're literally a dime a dozen in Gotham, but I mean, it's not like they have a real good job market.
Yeah.
They
Can't even have a PhD and work at Wayne Enterprises, for God's sake.
They have their own booth set up at the unemployment office. Yeah.
Exactly.
That was one of my notes too during that car chase sequence.
Up the wall.
Two-Face emitted some kind of sound which reminded me of when I eat too much Indian food afterwards.
I mean, I think that's a problem with pretty much all of maybe not with the Superman ones. I kind of forget, but I think that's kind of a problem with all of the live action superhero movies is they just destroy things and people are probably dying and it just happens because too often the live action superhero movies, they're done the same way as just regular action movies.
Yeah,
and
like
so
the villain has to die, yeah.
Yeah, so like nobody really blinks an eye when John McClane, shoots a guy and he falls down a shaft and we're like, yeah, he's probably dead.
Oh my god, I would have lost it if Batman would have said yippee-ki-yay in this movie.
Yeah, but from the comics, Batman and these heroes are not supposed to do that, but when they get on the big screen,
yeah.
Like, no director's going to be like, oh, okay, he blew up Two-Face's goon's car, and now I got to show him going back and saving those guys from the fire. They're like, moving on.
But I mean, I assume it looked like we killed Two-Face, spoilers, but the Riddler lives, but he's insane.
His brain is more scrambled.
Brain is fried, yeah.
I mean, he was kind of insane to begin with.
Who's Batman? I am Batman.
Is Batman.
I mean, but this is
I can't tell you if you won't say please.
This was like the first live action Batman where we got Arkham Asylum.
Yep.
Movies didn't have Arkham.
And I will say, I mean, there's actually more action in this movie than the previous. Like that opening fight scene of Batman with Two-Face's thugs, he moves and fights easier than we had previously seen. He wasn't as stiff.
Yeah, some of the fight scenes weren't bad. That and like when he comes crashing through the skylight at the party and stuff. I mean, that stuff wasn't bad.
Yeah, the fight.
I like how we didn't have to have a whole Two-Face backstory. Like we jumped in and he was already Two-Face, and just to catch us up, they showed that like quick video clip. Because sometimes
Can we just talk about the video clip? It's hilarious if you think about
how Batman
almost looks like
Batman was at court.
It almost looks like Batman was in court. It looks like they threw like watered down jelly at Harvey Dent's face, and it's just like
they couldn't have given us a scene of like Batman busting in from the ceiling to try to save Harvey.
Like, coming in through the skylight.
He was just sitting in the gallery, which had to be funny. I would have loved
just hanging out with his feet up on.
It's Gotham. That's normal, man.
That video clip was hilarious.
That's 66 to me. Oh, I'm sitting in for my good friend Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, in 66, he was a duly deputized agent of the law.
Now, by the 90s, it's like, yeah, Gordon just lets him get away with shit.
Yeah, right. He's got a free pass.
I mean, Gordon did in the 60s too, because the Gotham cops were all idiots.
Well, yeah.
Some things never change.
Pat Hinkle was not a great Gordon.
I mean, he was decent like in the first one. He really didn't have much to do in like Batman Returns, but then here it's just like they really made him the bungling commissioner and like in Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
I love when they're pulling the security at the beginning when they're pulling the security guard, off the vault after it comes sliding back into the building. He's like, "Oh, easy young man, easy young man." I'm like, this young man with the hearing aid. It looks like he's like, at least 50. Easy young man.
Younger than Pat.
You can be young and have hearing aids, but that security guard was the biggest wimp. I was like, oh my god,
but he didn't look young. That's what I'm saying.
Young is obviously relative. Hello, remember 35-year-old looking Dick Grayson? They're calling him the boy.
Oh, true.
The boy wonder.
Where are you gonna go? The circus is like probably halfway to Metropolis by now.
That was awesome.
Since I have my own motorcycle, you could probably catch up with him.
Again, he's on a motorcycle, so he's got to be at least 16.
Yes.
I like that. I also love.
You like that line?
In the this is why Superman works alone.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, but I don't know. I enjoy Batman Forever. It's one of those like. If that was the last movie we got, okay, yeah, I'd be frustrated. I've had more Batman movies since then. Time's gone. It's 30 years later. I can look back and be like, okay, it is what it is.
I heard a theory once that the first two movies are really Batman, then these two movies are exist in that world. It sells the rights to the Batman movie. We get Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
That's just too much of like the multiverse splintering stuff. I mean, now you can be like, okay, the first two movies are Keaton's universe. These two movies take place on a different Earth. Like, because everything can be shuffled now to the multiverse.
Totally. Yeah.
I also just think partially the first Batman is very good. Batman 1989. It's good. But I also think people give Batman Returns more credit than it deserves because of what came afterwards. And that's probably my bias because I don't love Batman Returns, but like
I think it's my favorite movie out of those four, honestly.
I wish there was more Batman in Batman Returns.
Well, yeah, because we started the trend of introducing two villains and three
Well,
technically.
because
Max Shrek, baby.
Where's that insufferable son of a bitch? But I could quote it.
Plus, afraid not.
Of course, the other thing that's fascinating is I read in Glenn Weldon's book, The Cape Crusade, about Batman and fan culture, that even when these movies came out, like no one was happy that even I was before really the internet, but there were like old man fans somehow getting their fandom out with each other. And when now people are like, yeah, Keaton was a good Batman, but no, back
they hated him. They're like, Mr. Mom.
Oh yeah, before that first movie,
he's gonna suck, and like his chin is the wrong shape and stuff. Like, oh,
it's always been this way, my friend.
Oh yeah,
So that's the other thing is it's like, we need to go back and look at these things later on because a lot of people hated it when it first came out too for not necessarily.
Oh yeah, before Batman '89, he was known as a comedic actor. Yeah, people were like, "Oh, you're gonna get a funny guy to be Batman."
Yep.
I mean, he does quip. Like, do people not?
Oh yeah, because that's the when he does the whole I'll get drive through. I'm like, that's not totally out of the realm of what they were doing in those first two movies.
But he's also talking to Alfred. It's not like he said that to
exactly
the Commissioner Gordon. Like if Commissioner Gordon's like, Batman, have you eaten? Oh, you drive through. That would be rough.
Yeah.
But he's talking to Alfred. Like
I grew up on 70s Batman before I grew up on anything else in the comics. So I can deal with it. You know, I can deal with a lot of crap.
I mean, in the comics, Bruce Wayne does have a sense of humor. I mean, it's very
Dry.
understated and dry, but he's not like
A stick
no
in the mud.
jokes ever.
It still exists. It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they did work in a holy rusted metal Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
You
cute.
gotta give shout out to 66.
Great
Yeah.
season does. Kent,
And they did.
we're
I like how they explain. He explained it afterwards too. He's like, it's got holes in it. See,
And it's metal.
it's metal.
I know. They
You
should
have
have
to
just let
explain
it.
the joke.
I know. They should have just let it go. It should have just been holy rusted metal. And his
Yeah.
name says, if you know, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, he should have
Nod
said
to the
it. Batman
fan.
looks at me, just kicks it and makes the noise like bow, bow.
it's hilarious.
But then he decides not to kill. I love how we paint this guy as a boy, but they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill Two-Face." It's like, okay,
Yeah, that was where I thought they didn't quite get the comic book Batman right, and it was a little too much channeling generic action film. The Batman was way too nonchalant about Dick saying, "I'm gonna kill him." He's just kind of like, "Yeah, sure."
He kind of said to him, he was like, "Okay, so you kill him, well, then what next?" He's like, "I'm gonna bring your family back."
I know, but you're expecting Batman to be more like, "No, we don't kill."
Well, he did say him. He goes, "I can stop you," and he goes, "Okay."
But the real thing was that didn't seem very true to comic book Batman was when Two-Face falls down that hole in their holy rusted metal hideout and is gonna splat down there, and Batman just like bloop, yeah, lets him fall. Doesn't do anything to save
He got
him
nothing left. He already used all of his savings by saving Chase and Robin.
Forget not
Yeah,
saving him. Forget not saving him. He killed him because he goes, "Oh, he tricks him into flipping his coin, and he throws all those coins." So of course
Yeah.
all over the sides.
But it's like comic book Batman would definitely try to save him, not just because he's a villain, but because it's Harvey. And Batman has, he's always going the extra mile for Two-Face.
Yeah, but
Because it's his bro.
It should have get to that point when he's throwing all the coins, so he falls off that edge. Because I mean, he's just standing on, like a.
It's just,
Murder.
he could have just ended up in a recycler, honestly.
Yeah, it didn't seem too accidental, Lilith.
Nope.
But we didn't kill the Riddler. Just fried his brain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Gotham. How could you even tell? You're drinking the water, honestly.
Yeah, right. Oh, they didn't take the vaccine when they moved into Gotham. It's their fault.
Oh,
I did read this funny blurb on Wikipedia earlier. It says Schumacher and Kilmer clashed during the making of this film. Schumacher described Kilmer as childish and impossible, reporting that he fought with various crewmen and refused to speak to Schumacher for 2 weeks after the director told him to stop being rude.
Who is he? Wesley Snipes on the set of Blade 3? Now, I will stand Blade 3. I stand with Wesley on that one. If you know, you know.
Is that the one with Ryan Reynolds in it?
Yes, it is the one with Ryan Reynolds.
Got it.
oh my. I mean, again, is there a history of that? I mean, wasn't Christian Bale? Well, maybe not on Batman, but Christian Bale had his own history.
All British actors kind of have a little bit of a temper if they don't get their tea at the right time and temperature, okay?
And I mean, and first,
And that's why we should never have British people playing American superheroes. That's a whole nother thing.
Oh my.
Oh, good for you.
Alfred, yes. Batman, no.
And before we even got to Val Kilmer, didn't they? They tried to get. Didn't they try to get Michael Keaton for this one too? And he's like, nah.
He looked at the
Yeah, he
script and
didn't
said,
wanna do
"Oh
it.
hell no."
He didn't want to do it.
Poor Renee, what's her face? Not Zellweger, the other one. Renee Russo was like, "Well, if he's out, then I'm out." What the Michael?
Yeah.
Although I don't think that would have been. I didn't think that was a good casting choice anyway. So
It wasn't.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, we got Nicole Kidman. Okay, she okay. Ready? She went into this one with her eyes wide shut.
All right.
She was like, "I'm a serious."
Get a ginger.
She was just like, "I'm gonna just wear a
Like
sheet
water.
in this scene."
Oh
talk about
my!
Black rubber. That's what all the kids like, right?
Kids
Black
movie.
rubber.
Kids movie.
Yeah.
Sure. Showing off that cleavage. Kids movie.
When they put that character in the comic books, did she have that long black trench coat?
I'm trying to. I don't think they added her till recently. It was for like one story, and she had
I
like
couldn't believe it when you told me
nothing
that.
to
I
do
was
with
like, what?
Bruce. Yeah, I know. She was just like a doctor at Arkham or something, wasn't she?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Craziness.
That whole when detective went weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
They're having to
leaving
play
those
on
classified
nostalgia
files
because
out
all
on her
the
desk.
readers of comic books are old now
Yeah.
Exactly.
because they're so expensive.
Exactly.
Is
They
that
all
Legends of the Dark Knight?
what?
Or no? Well, I'm trying to think of which one was it when she showed up.
No, I think it's was it God? Was it like maybe not last year, year before? The one I think it was after Detective 1050 when it went weekly. They did that Arkham Tower story or whatever.
I thought it was in the
Unless they added her into a
2010s,
story there. I don't-
2010s. She had like a story in the 2010s too.
Well, maybe.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't think nothing of import, Justin.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
I just also wanted to say, watching it, the cars looked so old.
Yeah.
I
They
didn't
always
remember.
went for that anachronistic look, and it drives me insane. It's the same thing.
I
with
was like,
Gotham.
I don't
have a
remember
hard
our
time.
cars looking that old in the 90s, and it felt old.
Like when Two-Face and his gang are chasing him, it looks like those cars from like the 40s and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Roadsters. Yeah.
it kind of seems out of place with all the neon and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird.
They always do that with Batman movies up until very recently. It drives me insane. I hate that look. They
What,
try to
the
give
neon?
it timeless, but it makes it dated. Like just
The
use
neon or
old
the
cars.
old cars?
Everything. Because we don't do neon like big mega cities anymore either. That's something that kind of died in the mid 2000s. So like it's this
Right.
whole cinematography trend and just the look of sets. Just you can tell instantly if you are in the movies like what time frame that's from.
Yeah.
Well, and no cell phones.
True. That too. Yeah. But the cars, the cars look all that make this movie look.
It's
super
Gotham,
dated.
man. They're poor. They got it. They're like Cuba. They got to keep those cars working.
Yeah, well, I think this was the first live action they did that because those two Burton movies, I'm pretty sure they did cars at the time, and especially that.
Yeah.
First.
Those are
they
big boxy
Yeah.
80s cars. for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Big old boats.
Get yourself a Buick, yeah.
Yeah.
Big old metal Buick. You'll be. That's a tank.
5 miles
Yeah.
a gallon, yeah.
Put her in park and set out the anchor.
Just don't crash. You can kill yourself and everybody else on the road. They didn't quite have good airbag technology back then.
No.
Or seatbelt.
Or
technology,
seatbelts.
really.
Airbags, what were those?
The seatbelt stood as much of a chance of decapitating you as the crash did.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the Batman airbags. Do they deploy and look like bats?
That symbol.
They
Yeah.
look like the
Yeah.
Joker, man.
Oh my lord.
Like one of those rocket sock like blow up bags.
I mean,
H-
late 80s, early 90s were a wild time. I mean, we could sit in the back of pickup trucks with just nothing, just slide around in the
That
back.
just recently changed it.
Of course, the last place, yes.
Recently.
The Outback Theater.
I'm just gonna say, like, I think Batman Forever was a weird title, but I understand why that's the title.
You do?
But-
Can you explain it?
Well,
Can
the
you show
whole
your
point,
work?
because the whole end is he chooses to be Batman, and Bruce Wayne, not giving up one or the other. So like as he's Batman forever, like he will always be Batman and Bruce Wayne. Because they were actually trying to tell a story about him overcoming his childhood trauma and
But
accepting
he's
it.
never gonna overcome it.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like marketing wise, you would have been like, no, let's save Batman forever for the next one. When we do the
Yeah,
fourth
that
movie,
was
they
always
can
my
these
play
titles
off
started
of
making no
4.
sense, man.
forever. And
You
they
know,
could do the number 4. Batman
exactly.
forever. And then,
You know,
and this should have been Batman and Robin because it's the introduction.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we introduced Batgirl in the next
Stupid.
one, so why is it called Batman and Robin? It's
Of yeah.
yeah.
And he's not really probably. It's
And-
more
and-
like Batman, Robin, and Batgirl.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it'd be like
Yeah.
Bat Family or something because
The-
I don't know. The next one kills me because like it's Batman and Robin, but they don't even make them like a team. Like,
Yeah.
No,
They're at odds, especially when that other ginger shows up.
I gotta
You
bounce
can
off
get
here.
Ginger. Get a ginger. All
gotta
right.
pop
Thank
off
you for your
here,
time,
guys.
Tyler.
Bye,
You guys were
Tyler.
awesome. It was good seeing everybody. I get back
You
to
too.
directing, so I try to show up when I can,
All right.
so you guys can then see my play and then critique the crap out of it.
Congratulations to the Patrick family on their awards.
Oh yeah, thank you. We got
Oh,
all of our
your
acting
awards.
awards today. Yeah. So, all right, you guys take care. Peace.
See ya.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
no-
that Tyler's gone, Batman Forever, I give it an F. Forever.
Oh, it's not that bad.
All right,
It
I
could
give
have
it a
been a lot
gentleman's
worse.
D minus.
It-
D is in dog shit.
How about
It
a
could have been
C?
a lot
C's
worse.
get degrees.
It could have been like
That's
Michael
not
Bay.
pass in my class, Kristen. I'm sorry. As a former TA, I say no.
Justin, what do you think?
I think it could have been a lot worse. I do. I think it could
Well,
have been
yeah,
like
see the next movie.
well, yeah, but it could have been like Michael Bay worse. You know what I mean? Like,
Blonde Batman. I just
I
don't
just-
know.
yeah, I don't know. It's fun to laugh at, but I feel like they should have done some different casting choices. This was the Jim Carrey show.
Maybe
But
that's the best part for me.
Well,
Although I
okay.
really would have loved to see Eddie Murphy as the Riddler.
Eddie Murphy, or like I was thinking more about Robin Williams because he was in the cast and he was kind of doing his own thing back then, and he might have
Oh.
been interesting.
Or again, if we would have
Thanks
went
to
with,
Disney, he would have never trusted another big studio again.
Well, yeah,
oh my God, Lilith, imagine. I mean, if we would have went with all the original plans, we could have had, Eddie Murphy as the Riddler and Billy D. Williams as Two-Face.
yeah, that would have been perfect.
They would have probably messed around and made him father and son or something stupid like that.
Because they're like two
You know,
black
all
people
black
in
people are
Gotham.
related.
Yeah.
They know each other.
in the same movie together. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they gotta have.
Then
them
that
be
would have
related
really
somehow.
set me off. This movie set me off even as a small kid. My parents were like, I don't even know why we take you to see these movies. You just get
What,
mad.
this one?
Yeah. I left the theater very mad.
I remember I
Only
went to,
drank half my soda. I was so busy telling them what was wrong with the damn movie.
I remember coming out of Batman and Robin. I went with a bunch of friends. I was like, that's not Batman. I'm like, this is what was wrong. This is what was wrong.
They're like, we really got to get her off those comic books. Who thinks this is healthy?
Really kick up her ADHD.
Exactly.
All right. God, what do I get?
What's your grade, Philip?
Well, Lilith, Dr. Hellfire.
Not yet. 3.5 more years.
Yeah.
You can be nice. I'm the mean one, so everybody else.
No,
can be
I'm
nice.
trying. I'm trying to decide here. It's like I'd say it's within the range of like a C minus, D, somewhere between a C minus and a D.
I mean, great for boobs, not great for grades.
Oh yeah, C's and D's. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I guess it'll be nice. Give it the C minus.
Okay, yeah.
Again, I had more fun with this rewatching it this time than I ever have. So
I still hold hate in my heart. I never forgive and I never forget. It's a flaw. It's a flaw.
remember what hate leads to, Lilith.
Power, strength.
I was gonna say the dark side, but I don't know.
You gotta remember.
The Republican Party.
He did nothing wrong.
What?
Palpatine did nothing wrong. You're kind of talking to the wrong person here.
You're nuts. Justin, did you give a grade?
Oh, he fell out of his chair. We did it.
He's muted. He pulled out that mic when he fell over.
Kristen's gonna be the nice one. Where would you give it?
Yeah, I'd probably give it in the C range.
Oh, see.
Maybe B minus since I'm a generous person.
I think I'd
It's
give
just
it
not cinema to me.
like a C minus or a D. Like it's right on the cusp between a C and a D. Batman and Robin, I give a big old F.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. For me, it's Arnold. I can't take Arnold as Mr. Freeze. That whole situation just bums me out.
He has some amazing ice puns.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's just too much.
I think George Clooney as Batman's better than Val Kilmer as Batman. Only because I don't agree with blonde Batman. That's why I hate Azrael.
God. I swear, at least Val Kilmer tried to change his voice. George Clooney didn't change nothing about his voice.
George Clooney is not the original actor, but like he's one of those actors that he doesn't act anymore. He's just him. He just shows up and he's him.
It's the same dude. Yeah.
Mm. It's like, is it Clooney in Batman? Is it Clooney in
and Christopher Walken?
Ocean's whatever.
It's same Christopher Walken every time.
Even in Brother Where Art Thou, I'm just like, okay, you're still being George Clooney even in the zany movie, whatever, bro.
Yeah.
All right, is that a wrap?
That's a wrap.
I think so.
Yes, Daddy.
What?
Daddy.
All right. All right. Coming up next time, I don't know if either one
Somebody's
of you
got to get that sound button away.
keep growing and growing. Hail. All right. So next time, either of you ladies, well, ladies, Lilith, but ladies, if you ladies want to join us, yes, Justin and I are going to be talking a Captain America story next episode, the Bloodstone Hunt.
That's right. Classic.
Happy 4th of July in advance.
You guys have fun. I'm out.
Marvel Tales, Justin. Marvel Tales.
Marvel Tales
Marvel
is back.
Tales makes a return. Also,
One night
just
only.
an announcement. Nobody
night.
left any comments, so Mama ain't got to do no streaming on Twitch. I'm happy.
Oh my. So yes, we'll do the Bloodstone Hunt. So send in your thoughts, Ray, Will. And then speaking of the in 1 week, a week already. Jeez. Yes, Will will return to join us. Again, talks the new Green Lantern stuff and cover Adventures of Superman 473 with special guest stars Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner.
Oh my.
That's something we were going to get to in Electric Mullet. I'm like, no, we got to do this. And then and then the episode after that, we're going to talk the current Action Comics run with the writer, returning guest, Mr. Mark Wade.
Yeah,
Friends of the show at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He puts up with us like Kelly Thompson and Erica Schultz and David Pepos. Yes.
I'm going to get him to call me a dumbass. Charlie.
I know, because he can't get Peter David to do it anymore.
Exactly. Missed my chance.
And then the episode after that, of course, that'll be our Superman movie review.
Is everybody going to see it or no?
I am. I don't know about these two, but I am.
No.
I kind of
I want to see it, but I don't know if I'll let you
see
know.
it in time. Okay, gotcha.
I heard there's
I'm
some
probably going to
biscuits.
see it the Thursday before, actually.
Wow. That's a busy weekend, so I mean, I'll probably see it Saturday or Sunday, but I will see it. Come on, Justin. There's got to be biscuits in there.
No, it's plenty of biscuits.
Yeah.
Yes, Daddy.
I'm basically I'm over the James Gunn stuff.
Well, me too.
Yeah, I've been over his writing style for a while now, and the season of Peacemaker that I watched kind of cemented it that I was kind of done with it.
You did watch
I've heard really good things though about this Superman. It's not very gunny, so
Yeah, well, I'll probably watch it at some point. I just don't want to pay money to see it. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, I don't want to go too long, but Lilith, did you watch any Ironheart yet?
No.
I watched the first 2 episodes. It's all right. I watched the first 2 episodes. It's all right. I mean, it's not.
Too little, too late. Sorry.
And again,
Yeah.
and stereotypical. Oh yeah, the young black woman superhero. And it's like, oh yeah, she got kicked out of school and
Exactly.
for selling test scores or testing.
Oh, jeez. What?
They even do that in the comics. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
for God's
That's
sake.
why I've never really been that big on Ironheart.
And this gang's like trying to recruit her because she's a young black person. Of course she's gonna join a gang. So I'm like, oh God, really?
Oh, jeez.
We're doing this.
And why they got her fighting the Hood, a magic villain? Armored.
I know. I was trying to remember,
with a
Justin.
magic villain.
Had she
What?
ever fought the Hood in
No,
comics?
I can't think of.
That's crazy.
And again, she
When
said,
they announced that, I was like, "What? The Hood and Ironheart? That's
yeah,
nuts."
it's so weird because she's a tech hero, but meanwhile,
Oh, then now that yeah.
Because that was the big thing. Everyone, and I'm sure they're going to be disappointed. Everyone's like, "Oh, is Mephisto going to show up?" It's like, probably.
Oh God, Mephisto's
No,
mushrooms might show up.
The mushrooms are showing up to this shit show. Okay.
Save Mephisto for a movie. Oh God. At least
For
he
the
didn't.
Daredevil movie.
At least he didn't show up in Spider-Man: No Way Home. All right, all right, kids. So, oh God, okay, I did this in order, out of order, but all right. Find Justin on the Lost Library of Legends. Also,
Yes.
Taking Enough Justin, and who can. So I did see a new episode went up. I haven't listened to it.
Yes,
See a new episode.
and another one today. Actually, we've got a Sleepwalker and another Spotlight episode in one weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Nice. And of course, you can find Kristen's book, Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder, on Amazon. Again, if you want to know all about the history of this 24-year-old orphan. And again,
He was originally a child.
Exactly. In most iterations is a child. So yes, pick that up. Again, you will learn something about the character, no matter how much you think you know. And again, find me all over social media, Podfather Phil. All right. And so you're not doing Twitch or anything, Lil?
No, you had your chance. I'm not gonna do it now.
She waited like 2 days. She's like, now you didn't answer. F you off. I would like to see that. All right, kids. So yes, send us. Oh, you can do it for Patreon. All right, kids. So yes, send us your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And again, you can find us all over social media. Buy our merch at TeePublic and Spring. And again, Lil kindly demands that you rain random money on us through the Cash App link, Capes and Lunatics. And of course, you can help support us through the Patreon and get something for your money. Again, it could be Lilith at a panel, could be Justin under the influence, unboxing things, or Justin and I talking Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And suggestion box is still open for July. So if you want to see something, subscribe and send us an idea. Of course, remember Ray. Oh, I'll send an idea. I haven't seen nothing yet. All right. So yes. So find the Patreon, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
That's right.
That's what they say on the streets. All right. All right, kids. All right. Thank you for joining us, everyone, for this stroll down memory lane. All right. Yes, if you remember this, fondly remember this movie, it's like go take your ibuprofen.
Ouch.
All
Get your
right.
prostate check.
Whoa! Sometimes after I watch this movie, I felt like I have. All right, for another week, you've been your Capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics.
Your entrance was good. His was better. You know what the difference was? Show me shit. Next thing, crashes through a skylight, of course. Batman, you say? Na 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 na.